Welcome back. You're watching All the Things. We're just going to get right into it. We're going to talk about people that are self absorbed. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. After my coworker said that, I was not expecting to find any of my characteristics on the list. Sadly, there were a few. Um, my impulse to always interrupt and make the conversation about me. I'm controlling. I'm very defensive if someone brings up a fault or any type of criticism. I get defensive. I mean, after I think about it and we talk about it, and then I realize where they're coming from, I can accept some criticism, but my very first action is to get defensive. Me and a couple of other of my coworkers, and we're all standing around waiting for passengers to come in. And we're talking about August birthdays. You know, it was my birthday a few days ago. Anyways, one of the girls says, "Leos are self-absorbed," and I was like, "What? No, I'm not self-absorbed. You know, I do so much for people. I try so hard. I try so hard to help people and to, make them feel." Anyways, I struggled with it for a couple of days. I kept going to coworkers. Do you think that I am self-absorbed? And I'd ask people and everybody was like, "No, why would you think that?" And I finally looked it up, and then I started to worry because some of the things that I read when I Googled it rang true. And so I went for a couple of days worried about it. Everything that I said, I was worried about things that came out of my mouth. I was worried about talking about myself too much or, always making the focus on me. And some of the things that rang true were that I do bring my everyday things up in conversation. And I've noticed this even before this all happened, that I get excited when I'm talking to somebody and I would just interrupt and put my spin on it or what happened to me, and just interrupt them in the middle of their sentence and in their conversation. And I had been working on that and trying to be a better listener. That's one of the things that it talks about, is that people that are self-absorbed are not good listeners. And I thought about it, and I really wasn't a good listener. It was more about me. I wanted to tell you what I'm doing, what's going on in my life. And so for a couple of days, it bothered me. Well, then I'm like, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be known as somebody that is self-absorbed. So I got on Google again and I'm like, how do you not be self-absorbed? And all of the items listed on that list, I was already doing. So the whole time I'm worrying about this and thinking about these, I'm thinking to myself, well, if I have characteristics of somebody that's self absorbed, am I still a good person? And the answer is yes. You can have some of these characteristics and still be a good person. And that was very important to me. Very important. So when I looked at the list, I realized that I had a few things on the list, but not all the things on the list, which made me feel better, of course. Some of the things that I had was that I'm controlling. That's something I've always known that about myself and my personality. Um, Competitive. One of the things that it talked about with somebody that is self absorbed is it's very difficult for them to accept criticism. Now, I've always thought to myself that I'm good at accepting criticism, but then when I think back of the conversations that my husband and I have had, I don't think that I am. The thing that goes along with me being controlling is I can be very defensive. So, I mean, I had a few of the things that people are self absorbed, but I also do all of the things that they say that you should do to not be that way. So I just realized that I need to just watch myself. I know I'm a good person. I need to watch myself, make sure that it's not all about me, you know, let somebody else shine. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you. I'm a work in progress, and I'm always going to try my very hardest to improve and to grow, and I hope that you do the same. I told you in my first video that I wasn't going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Well, people are having a hard time finding the channel because I'm new, and also because the name of my channel, All the Things, is a common phrase that's used a lot. People are having a hard time. They type those words in and it's not popping up. So please, would you subscribe? We can get some more people on the channel, and hopefully it'll pop up. I am making me a breakfast this morning, and I don't know why I didn't think to bring you along. I'm just going to show you real quick. Sourdough discard in my skillet. I got my skillet really super hot in the oven. I took my sourdough discard and put it in there, rolled it around so it touched the side, put it back in, let the sourdough cook. I pulled it out. I put in some olive oil, some Italian seasoning, this stuff right here, Italian seasoning, some Parmesan cheese, all of my toppings I've got going. In here is onions, summer sausage, broccoli, leftover green beans from dinner, peppers. I've got some mozzarella cheese we're going to top it with, tomato sauce. I take my tomato sauce when I open my jar and I put them in individual packets and I put them in the freezer. That way if I decide I want to make me an impromptu pizza, I can just pull one of these out and put it in my recipe. Just one person right now till Michael gets back in September. Anyways, I'll put this together and I'll let you guys see the results. This is a breakfast pizza. All right, those are done enough for me. I like to cook these so that when I put them in the pizza and put them in the oven, I don't have to wait for them to cook. I'm just waiting on the cheese and everything else to bubble up and get yummy and melted. All right. This skillet pan is super hot. Try really hard not to get burnt. Oh, wow. All right. My cheese. Mozzarella cheese. This is the real mozzarella. It's not grated, it's just sliced. When I'm splurging, I actually use 3 pieces of mozzarella cheese. 2 just seems to be enough when I top this pizza. Super delicious. All right, and since this is a breakfast pizza, I'm actually gonna do something I've never done before. I'm gonna crack an egg on top. All right, let's put this in the oven and let's see if the magic happens. All right, here we go. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what we got. It's been in there about 10 minutes. So the egg's not quite done yet. All right, we're gonna try this again. Oh yeah. The egg's a little bit wobbly. Everything looks good. Look at that. Breakfast. Breakfast pizza. See these little crispy bits, the little crispy bits on the sides here. Those are crispy and they're just like a cracker. Really yummy. I'm gonna put on a little bit more Parmesan cheese. And something I did not do in the beginning, I didn't salt it. So we're gonna put a little salt on. I'm gonna let that sit just a moment and then we're gonna enjoy. Absolute goodness. Okay. Something important to me. One of my brother-in-laws posted online about how depressed he was and feeling worthless. And just a few days ago, I was feeling the exact same way. Now, previously, I had been taking a bunch of vitamins, trying to get my health back because I'm really struggling with some things. And I skipped like 3 days while my mom and I went on a trip. I just didn't take vitamins. And when I got back after 3 days of travel and not taking vitamins, I felt like crap. I felt depressed. I felt depressed. I felt worthless. And it dawned on me that my body was starving for nutrients. When you go on trips, you don't get to eat as well as you do when you're at home. So I jumped right up. I went and took it. It was in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. I'm still not asleep. And I just feel like crap. So I took a bunch of vitamins, magnesium especially, and vitamin B. I felt so much better the next morning. If you are depressed, look at your diet and make sure that your body's getting nutrients into the cells. You need to give your body some opportunities to serve you. And nutrients in the cell is so important for depression. You don't want to if you're feeling depressed and you don't know what to do, if you can't think of ways to help yourself, get up, take some vitamins, drink some water. Those things are very important. Your cells have to be hydrated and your body has to not be feeling like it's starving to death. You can eat all the food in the world, but if you're eating only white flour and red meat, you're not going to get the nutrients that you need. You need to look at your diet. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. I'm just telling you, after I took vitamins, I felt so much better. My brain fog lifted and I didn't feel worthless and I didn't feel depressed anymore. I realized that my body was starving. All right, next week, I am going to give you my recipe for my homemade deodorant. Super easy and it works great. So be watching for that next video. And all right, we're tapping out. And we'll see you on the next video.